So because NASCAR is back at Daytona this weekend, we are going to celebrate with another one of the ever-popular 50% plate races here in NASCAR Heat 2 2018 DLC. As you can see, I am running one of them cheating Toyotas this week to try to get a victory at the Great American Speedway on 4th of July weekend, nonetheless. The lights are going to be out. They're not out now because it's a practice session, but here in just the snap of a finger, we're going to be under the lights and racing at Daytona. Alright, so bringing them down, starting from the back, we're underway at Daytona for the Coke 0400. What's going to happen here? Under or for 80 laps. And now this is going to be a little bit shorter than that Daytona 500 50% race I ran, of course, because the race length is 100 miles less. This race becomes 20 miles or 20 laps less, 40 miles less. As Carl Long looking to the inside, trouble up front already. There was a car in the wall. It appeared to be Ryan Blaney. But regardless, a crash on the first lap. Hard to tell. It looked like it was between Blaney and Larson, but my charge to the front will be halted for now, only getting 4 positions on the initial start. So, no, it was Eric Jones. Eric Jones who had trouble. Well, maybe not. No, in fact, there's just no cars that went into the pits or anything. So, that's a strange one. That's a new one for me. But anyway, we're back under the green flag and racing at Daytona. Hopefully this time we'll be a little bit more clean in this 16 laps. I didn't even cause that yellow. That's what's kind of funny after playing the career mode for so long with all the rivals where it seems like I'm at the center of controversy most of the time. That time, not my fault. Not even close to my fault, but we're trying to cause some fault as whoa, we're getting really close to time. Majeski bounced off the wall in turn 2. Thankfully that didn't bring out a yellow. But Majeski dives down the inside and will get in line at the bottom between Majeski and DJ Kennington early on here. So that early charge isn't working quite as well this time. I'm going to fall just a little bit behind. I think I'll get a run off of turn 4 here with Kennington and the Beard Oil car of Brendan Gaughan helping me from behind. The AI are on auto hard difficulty. That's what my pal What If Racing says is the hardest difficulty in the game, and I've already done one plate race with this difficulty on. That was the Talladega race, racing as Matt Kenseth in that one, and yeah, it's pretty difficult. So let's see if we can get to the front. Let's try to get Ty Majeski. Not going to work this time. Hard to pull out of the draft. This is one of the better plate racing games out there, to be honest with you. It's one of the things that NASCAR Heat 2 actually pretty much nailed in terms of their physics model, or at least how the draft works and how all the cars behave in the draft, and the effectiveness of pulling out of line, which, as it should be, is pretty difficult to do. But right now, getting a really good run through the pack. I'm using the draft very effectively to get underneath the Benedetto and Carl Long there. Now running up behind Todd Gilliland. I need to make sure I'm not calling him David Gilliland, because I know David Gilliland ran a few races this year. Actually, he runs all the plate races, I believe. And so I guess we could just call that Todd. But anyway, he's side by side with his K&N Series rival Harrison Burton. Saw them race at New Jersey Motorsports Park last year. The two of them were clearly the class of the field, at least in terms of the championship. And I hear some rumors that K&N is going to be in NASCAR Heat 3, but we haven't had that quite confirmed as of yet, as we're going to try to go underneath Truex and Austin Dillon there. Had to back out of the throttle because I was going to make an oopsie there and pass under the yellow line. Even though the game doesn't penalize you for that, I'm going to try to maintain NASCAR rules. As, Austin Dillon at night at Daytona, don't want to be necessarily directly in front of him going down the backstretch like that. But we're falling behind just a little bit right now. Of course, Truex knows how to go to the front here at Daytona. He's not at the front right now. He's actually falling back just a little bit. We're going to try to get underneath Dillon here through turn 4. Not really getting any drafting help, though. The 88 car of... I forgot. Alex Bowman. There we go. I remembered. Eventually. I almost called him Dale Jr. The problem is I've been driving as the 88 car in the career mode for so long. Whoa. Whoa. Uh-oh. Around we go. We're going to pick up off the ground. How has there not been a yellow yet? Now there's a yellow. Boy, it took you a long enough game to throw the yellow for that one. My friggin' brain freeze there decided that was a good time to spin out and crash. Got 17 laps left of fuel, but since I've got some repairs, might as well bring it into the pits now, get it repaired, and I guess since I was a part of the wreck, I would have been at the back anyway, so that was a smart decision on my part there. But we'll see how this restart goes. Okay, so 2 yellows, only one of them was my fault. That's a good ratio so far, as we're back underway, and we didn't flip over either, which we're still kind of maintaining some semblance of realism as we've got 9 laps remaining in stage number 1 here at Daytona. Getting in behind Matt DiBenedetto. I'm going to try to get a run on him, and we're not really getting a run on anybody. The whole pack seems to be pulling away pretty handily right now. Oh, nope, there's a big slow up on the top lane, as there was on the first initial start. This time, no caution, but look at this amazing run I got down to the inside. Chase Carba there going underneath, and we were 4 wide there for the briefest of seconds. And now we're going to go all the way underneath and almost up into the top 20 by the time I got to turn 3. If I'd gotten that restart in a real plate race, we'd be maybe singing my praises from the hills for 1,000 years. But unfortunately, this is just a video game. As Cabra gets down in front of me, we're going to go side by side with Joey Logano there. I'm going to try to give Cabra a little bit of a shove here into turn number 1. And a little bit of a bump draft here. Not really working that much. Haley digging on the outside. We're going to keep pushing. And now dive to the inside. Try to get underneath. Ooh, that was so close. And that is going to allow Eric Jones to get a huge run. In fact, well, we're going to get paid out in karma here because the whole field is going to freight train me by the time I get to turn 3. And I went from 26th spot all the way to 33rd in 1 corner. Man, oh man. Well, they're certainly auto hard. There's no doubt about the AI right now. Then their strength coming from the back is not going to be an easy challenge to accomplish today. As I'm diving up the inside of Truex, I'm going to have a good run here. Harrison Burton, is he going to pull down in front of me? Yes, he will. So he'll get in the line. The bottom lane, usually in these plate racing games, no matter what it is, even in our 2003 is kind of guilty of this, is usually the preferred lane, as Burton gets a huge run after that bump draft by me. And he's going to look to the outside of Eric Jones. Eric Jones actually got blocked to the inside by Chase Carba there, and we're going to go 3 wide underneath. There's a car in trouble, car in trouble, car in trouble, car in trouble. Oh, I got blocked. I got blocked by that car that had a failure there. That's Daniel Suarez, and there's another crash. Oh, whoa, and I got stacked up. There was a crash out in front, and Todd Gilliland, he's got to be dead. Oh, Todd Gilliland with a huge flip in the tri-oval. That was all caused by Daniel Suarez having trouble. There was a crash up in front, and then as I was trying to avoid the crash, I got hit, and just not a good situation there. We'll have to come in for, once again, repairs. I'm going to tape up the front end just a little bit, try to see if I can get a little more straight line speed, as Suarez appears to be the first retirement of the race. We'll see if he comes back out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's kind of a mixed bag. The 5-minute clock certainly doesn't apply, as Suarez would have already been retired from the race by NASCAR officials. But we're underway once again. 3 laps to go in stage 1. Almost made an oopsie-daisy. Again, going underneath the yellow line. Thankfully, I think I cut it about as close as you could without it improving position on Bubba Wallace there on the outside. And I think he's going to get a run here. But as we saw on the last 2 starts, we've had some trouble with the top lane. This time, everything seems to be okay heading down the back straightaway, but that just means the pack is going to be even more tightly wadded up going down here into turn 3. Can I make the move on Carl Long? Yes, I can. Down the inside, in behind, Cole Witt. Oh, and I stuck my nose down in there. That is a big move for me, and somehow I managed to pull it off. So almost up into the top 30. Love to get up into the top 20 here before the end of the stage points, even though they don't really matter in this particular way of racing. It would be nice to get, but that would mean I would have to gain 20 positions. Oh no! And an attempt to get around Stenhouse is going to lead to me being pretty much stone dead last, unless I get really lucky here and the field piles up with me being back here. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I tried to send it on the inside of Stenhouse, and it didn't quite work, did it? It didn't quite work. The field's not really pulling away all that much. Thankfully, again, I'm going to get saved by the stage break here. But that was not the best piece of driving ever. Hopefully they'll all pit on the stage break and I'll be able to stay out. That may be a saving grace, as we still got one lap to go on the stage, presented by Wrangler Jeans. And we'll see how this all goes, as they are now fanning out 2 wide rather than 3 wide. They were 3 wide on the restart, and now it's all down to 2 wide racing out in front and down the back straightaway. All by my lonesome. Suarez has already lost 6 laps. Surprised that he just hasn't been pulled out of the race at this point. And 2 by 2 all the way through the pack as we head through turns 3 and 4, and I'm going to get saved by a stage break. Let's take a look. 19 laps of fuel. That actually will probably get me to the end of stage 2. So that's, if assuming they pit here, that means I'll get the lead on the restart. We'll have to wait and see how this all cycles out. Chase Elliott gets the stage win, and Ty Majeski is pitting, but he and Kurt Busch and Chase Elliott are the only other takers. Interesting. I wonder if the rest of the field, I should say, is banking on some yellows to get them to the end of stage 2. We'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. But Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch may be the drivers in the catbird seat right now, as well as me, because I do have that fuel on board after pitting after a couple of the yellows that I caused in stage 1. And we got 17 laps to go, so we'll easily be able to make it on fuel, and those cars behind me will be able to easily make it on fuel, as they all kind of hang back a little bit. Interesting. So let's get down in front of Chase Elliott, make sure he can't pass us, because he's essentially who we are racing. Whoa, and we got to slow up through turn 2, and Chase is going to get to the inside of me. I was worried that another car was breaking down, so I decided to dive out of it, and that was a mistake. Thankfully, Kurt Busch is back there to help me get back up into this pack here a little bit. Majeski down to the inside of Chase Elliott will actually take the lead of the guys on my strategy right now. We'll see how it all goes one way or the other in terms of the end of this stage. As Elliott gets blocked to the outside, I think Carl Long touched the wall. And now Chase Elliott going to go down to the inside. Carl Long hung out to dry on the outside. I'm going to get a big run, well over 200 miles an hour, as we've kind of come to expect from these plate races. When you get a big run, 204 miles an hour into turn number 1. And wow, Chris Buescher way out of the groove in turn 1, almost getting up into the wall. But we're still hanging on in behind Majeski. Give him a little bit of a shove. Yeah, maybe just a little. Well, that's a shove on the side. Not really helping me very much to do that. Not really helping him either, to be fair. He's just really making a lot of moves right now. Car feels really nice. Of course, everybody else is kind of on fairly old tires. I'm on fairly new ones relatively. That may be playing into this, but I'm definitely cutting a path for Majeski to come through as well. And Majeski's going to look behind me. He doesn't have anywhere to go, thankfully. DiBenedetto will make a move on the outside, try to get back around. 15 laps to... Wow, that was close. That was close between me and DiBenedetto. Very, very close. Looking for that top 30. That's a big key right now. Getting a run behind Truex. And we got a bunch of yellow cars, a festival of yellow cars up in front, or up on top. Come on, Colwitt. Come down and help me. Come down and help me. No, he's not going to help me. Truex is going to sneak back into line there. I was trying to hang Truex out to dry, but at least we'll get by some of these yellow cars on the inside of 3 and 4. Bubba Wallace going down to the inside, and pit stops. Pit stops occurring, so cars coming into the pits. Thankfully, that did not pile up the field, but there you go. There's the answer. Bad pit strategy. Terrible pit strategy from the AI. No doubt about it right there. Not sure why they didn't come in on the stage break, because I'm going to try to send one up the inside of Truex. But we also know now that there's probably going to be pit stops, so I really probably need to get to the outside here. Looks like most of the field is going to be dropping down to indicate that they're coming into the pits this time around. So we're going to let Logano down to the inside, because if he's not coming into the pits, he's probably going to get held up by the rest of the field coming into the pits, as Brendan Gaughan going to move down to the inside. Just as long as I don't let Majeski through. That's the guy we need to not let through. Look at that big pile of cars come down to the pit lane, and Truex still staying out there. Well, I believe no, Truex never came into the pits, so oh, we got lap cars coming out. This could be messy. It has been messy in the past. Looks like everybody's handling it pretty well right now. It wasn't a big pack coming up on these lap cars, which probably helped a little bit, but oh, that's, wow, look at the jockeying on the back straightaway as some of the cars tried to merge into line right there, and it almost bit somebody. That looked like maybe Eric Almirola, and we've got trouble. Car running out of fuel there. Is this going to cause a stack up? That was Denny Hamlin, and indeed it did. That was Gilliland getting into trouble there. He ran into the back of Larson, but now I'm all by myself. Running in third place, well, now first place is Kennington and Haley Deegan come out of the pits. Larson's now in second, but Larson has to come into the pits. The driver that had the trouble was Denny Hamlin, and now all through the lap cars we go. Chase Elliott has fallen to 4.1 seconds back in all of the nonsense. Todd Gilliland, who would have been racing me for the lead, is now 6 seconds behind. In fact, it doesn't look like Larson came into the pits at all from the indicator right there. And right now, we've lapped everybody up to 20th spot. Jimmy the Juggernaut Johnson is the next car I need to lap. So we could essentially, for all intents and purposes, I should say, have the field by the stage break. And depending on how many of these cars get lapped as I come out of the pits, I'm going to lap Hamlin, Truex, Stenhouse, and Kane. So now there will only be 16 cars on the lead lap. And assuming that Ty Dillon helps me out a little bit here, we could draft by Jimmy Johnson, put him a lap down. So, yeah, this the face of this race has changed a little bit, to say the least, because of the amount of lapping that is going on, because of the pit strategy that these drivers are employing. And again, I'm not really particularly up to date on why they chose this particular strategy, but at the moment, Kyle Larson appears to be in the pits. He just got passed by DJ Kennington for 5th place, so that just kind of tells you, and 5th place is 41 seconds back, almost 42 now that I'm in the draft of Jimmy the Juggernaut. And we'll just hang in line here. We don't really have to worry about too much right now. We just want to get to the end of the stage, and then we'll go racing from there. That's really kind of how you have to play these stage races. It's really just essentially get to the final stage and then race it like a real race. As we're getting in behind Jimmy the Juggernaut, not going to quite have any kind of challenge for him, though I am closing in quite a bit. Ty Dillon's kind of falling off the back, and in fact, there's a big pack that's forming up behind me. Will be interesting to see if they catch me. I don't think this game quite works the same way as like a NASCAR 15 works, or again a NASCAR Racing 2003 is, where the bigger the pack that forms up, the quicker you catch or can catch somebody. I think it's a little bit the opposite in the way this game works. Elliott is 3.1 seconds behind. It actually wouldn't surprise me if he's a part of that big group. That is actually, if he's a part of that group, then they're slowly catching me, because the gap is now down to 2.9 seconds between first and second. But I just don't think he's cutting enough time off of the gap right now that he's going to be able to challenge me before the end of the stage. But we'll have to see. I've got 9 laps left of fuel. We're right about halfway through the stage. Now we'll see, because that's a big group of cars that's getting closer and closer in the mirror with 8 laps to go on the stage. Well, no, I think they're going to catch me, because that's Austin Dillon making a move, or trying to make a move underneath Bowman, and it didn't work out. And yeah, they've caught me, so never mind. Remember what I said about the NASCAR 15 thing about the big packs forming up? Yeah, that big pack formed up, and they are going much, much faster than our little group of cars that, to be fair, wasn't very formed up, or wasn't formed up particularly well, as Ty Majeski goes into second place right now. But suddenly this pack has formed up mighty nicely, and I don't know if unless Majeski's at the back of this pack, I just don't see how he's going to be able to converge on us. As we roll through the tri-oval here, getting a big run of Jimmy the Juggernaut right now. This is exactly what we needed to do, but a lot of these guys are going to be trying to be getting back on the lead lap, and at the very least fight for that lucky dog spot. Right now that's held by Bowman. As he runs in behind me. I'm in a Hendrick sandwich right now between Johnson and Bowman. And I'm pretty content to stay here right now. I don't necessarily want to lap Johnson. Now watch me regret that later in the race when he beats me to the line. But right now, I think we're okay. Holding station as Bowman looked to the inside. He couldn't quite get there. And Chase Elliott is now within 1.9 seconds. 1.9 seconds of the lead. Again, 6 to go in the stage. I don't know if there's enough time to catch me for Mr. Elliott. Down to 1.7 seconds. And even if he gets up to this pack, he's going to have to pass all the cars in the pack to get to the front of the pack where I am. And I'm just not sure he can do that. Unless one of his Hendrick Racing teammates decides to spin me out and crash me right here. I think that would be the only way Chase has really got a legitimate shot of getting to the front. And then there's always the possibility that he'll pit before the end of the stage. And wouldn't that be something? If I'm nearly a lap up on pretty much everybody except for DJ Kennington. 5 to go in the stage. The lap times are certainly slower than they were earlier in the race when the field was all packed up. Not really a shocker in terms of that. As it looks like DiBenedetto has fallen off the back of the pack up in front, so we'll be coming up and passing him very shortly. He's all by his lonesome, and that is not the best plate racing strategy by any stretch of the imagination. And the gap is down to 1.5 seconds between me and Chase Elliott. And there is a big pack behind me. I wish I could look behind, other than just the mirror, to show you what's going on back there. But I assure you, it looks like a good 15-20 car pack that we've got behind us right now. And another pack in front of us. In fact, the whole field's pretty much all on the same part of the track, I suspect. I don't think there's a whole lot of stragglers, as you'd kind of expect from essentially a race that's only had one green flag pit stop. The field will not have spread out that much. So I'm going to get behind Johnson here, try to push him up into DiBenedetto. Maybe DiBenedetto could even help pull this pack up into the pack ahead, though that really wouldn't matter all that much. I feel like if our pack, though, would form up a little bit better, we'd be able to make up a little more time than we are right now. Chase Elliott has cut the gap to a single second now, as there goes Bowman trying to get to the inside. He's not quite there. So get a big run, 3 laps to go in the stage. Stenhouse looking to the outside, trying to get around. Johnson's in the draft of DiBenedetto, so this is going to speed up our pack for a little while here, because now Johnson plus DiBenedetto is going to be a big tow for not only me, but for the fast guys behind me, including Ricky Stenhouse, who's getting a big run on the outside, trying to pass Bowman down the back straightaway. Not going to quite cut the mustard, as Johnson's looking to the outside of DiBenedetto. I don't believe that's for position. I think DiBenedetto's 2 laps down. Or maybe he is for position for Jimmy. We'll have to wait and see. We can see his little number plate there as I kind of just pulled slightly up in front of Stenhouse. 2 to go in the stage. Still holding on to the lead, and I think Elliott, Majeski, and Busch have all come into the pits. So now they are going to be racing just to stay on the lead lap right now. Ryan Blaney is up to 5th place, as I'm going to get in behind Jimmy the Juggernaut. And the action seems to be ratcheting up here a little bit. Intensity starting to come up as everybody kind of realizes they need to get back on the lead lap now, because there's not going to be nearly as many cars as there were to start stage 2 on the lead lap as there are starting stage 1. As Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Ty Majeski, are they going to get lapped as we come around to get the white flag in the stage? I almost got turned off the front of Stenhouse, and yep, they're going to get lapped, but they're going to come out right in front of the field. This is a LePage job if I've ever seen one. Is everybody going to get through this one? Right now they are. Right now they are. I made a mistake, though. I caught the apron just a little bit. Stenhouse is going to unlap himself. Here comes the pack. Darn it. That was a big mistake for me. I just let a bunch of fast guys back on the lead lap that I didn't need to. Well, we're going to get a stage win. Haley Deegan looks like she's going to maintain 3rd in the stage. we'll have to wait and see as I get a big run on Kane there. Try to get one more personal lap, but essentially just put another guy in a lucky dog position. I guess Truex will take the lucky dog as we cross stage 2 and take the green and white checker. And this is going to be an interesting race to the finish. DiBenedetto was on the lead lap, and it looks like there are going to be exactly 15 cars on the lead lap when we go back to green. The approval pending cars are still approval pending, and then you can see the back of the field with a lot of the drivers who struggled early on, had a lot of trouble in wrecks. As we're waiting for the official standings to finally finish, we need, with the field as spread out as it was, we needed to wait till the very end. Hailie Deegan got second. He's got second, interesting. And it looks like most of the field is pitting, not all, but most of the field is pitting. Obviously, I'm going to have to do so we'll accept that. Get into the pits, and Stenhouse and Kane will lead the race. Hailie Deegan in 4th, starting alongside me. DJ Kennington starting directly behind. Not sure how many cars are on the lead lap. I guess that'll be something we'll find out at the next yellow if it happens. But we're back underway and running behind Kane and Stenhouse, trying to make a big move here. Not going to happen yet. Stenhouse, well, okay, we're going to pull DJ Kennington to the front. I think we're going to be able to do it because I think Kennington's going to give me good help here to get into the front. So thank you to DJ Kennington. Happy Canada Day to all the Canadians. Obviously, this is Independence Day for most of my viewership, but not all of my viewership. And certainly, the Canadian driver is helping me out right now. But Stenhouse with a big push, taking it back for Murica on the outside with Kasey Kahne in tow. And that tandem duo manages to get back out in the front. Those two drivers that started on the front row, I was able to get the drop on them early on. But right now, they're leading the pack right now. So it's Ford, Chevy, Toyota up at the front. And that's what we call parity, as we've got 37 to go here at Daytona as I dived up the inside of Kasey Kahne, and the field is starting to fall back. This 3-car breakaway at the front is kind of surprising, but here comes, oh, where did he come from? Kevin Harvick has gotten around DJ Kennington. I think DJ Kennington kind of held the field up a little bit there. Once he lost my draft, he was kind of a sitting duck. And now here's Kane on the outside of me. Stenhouse leading the show right now. And Harvick, Kennington on the outside now. And guidance counselor Brad just behind Kevin Harvick. Oh, that was a risky move, which didn't pay off. I tried to block Kane to the outside, try to create 2 lanes behind me so I could try to slingshot Stenhouse. Didn't work out. And now Kane's going to get a good run on the outside, try to get around Stenhouse. Not going to happen right now. We're both side by side behind Stenhouse Jr. Not really looking like there's really anywhere to go right now in terms of being able to pass these guys. Got to kind of hang back, try to get a run on Stenhouse. Let's try to work on the outside, try to give Kane a little bit of a shove. Is he going to go? Oh, here we go. That might have been a smart idea. That's a double draft right there off of Kane and Stenhouse. But can I pass Kane? Oh! Okay. Well, I was in the lead for the briefest of seconds as Stenhouse dove into the pit lane. But Kane holds or takes the lead at Daytona across the line. And here comes Kennington. No longer my dance partner. He's a dance rival as he goes around the outside. Blaney giving chase to Kennington. And it looks like Kane's probably going to come into the pits as well. So I'm not sure what their strategy is, though. If this race does stay green, which I would be very shocked if it did, those two will probably only have to make one more stop as Blaney's going to try to get in behind Kane. That is not a wise decision, Blaney. You are going to get held up, I suspect. This may be a big move right here. Is he going to get held up? No, he's not. No, he's not. Kasey Kahne, very smart, very veteran move right there to get into the pits without causing any havoc for the rest of the field. And speaking of havoc, here comes Stenhouse out of the pits right in front of the pack. Well, right in front of the pack, meaning just a little ways up the road. But this is the treacherous turn 2 where they have trouble when everybody's up to speed coming through here, the AI, I should say. So what's going to happen with Stenhouse? He actually gets out right in front of the pack, which is a little bit concerning because that means that he had a pretty fast pit stop. And he might cycle around back to the front. He's actually going to maintain this lead. He's going to lead the pack, I should say. He's not obviously leading the race, but he's leading the pack, and that is an incredibly important achievement for a guy who just came into the pits. It means he's hanging on to the tail end of the lead lap, and if a yellow were to come out, he's got the pit strategy over everybody else. Cars coming out of the pits once again. This could be messy right here. This looks like trouble. Kyle Larson coming out of the pits. DJ Kennington backs up the whole field because he was worried he was going to run into Mr. Larson, and now Blaney's got a commanding lead over me as Kennington's going to try to catch back up, and Blaney's getting a huge draft off of Casey Kane. That's going to split the field up for now. I suspect it's not going to be split up for very long, but Kennington with a huge run behind me. All right, Toyota power. We got to cheat a little bit here, DJ. We got to go to the front. Stenhouse falling back, so that confirms how many cars are on the lead lap, because Stenhouse is a lap down in 15th. So right now, there are 14 cars on the lead lap, and Kane's about to go a lap down. So 13 right now running at the front. Now less than that, because Truex was on the lead lap, and Hamlin was not. So Truex goes a lap down. So now only 13 cars on the lead lap and 12 in the lead pack, and there's your caution that we all worried about, because we had a little bit of trouble, I'm suspecting, in the lap car. So Casey Kane, very wise there, staying on the lead lap, will be able to wave himself around. Stenhouse will get the lucky dog, but he'll start at the back on this restart. And there's all of your lapped cars. And are there any cars out of the race outside of Suarez? No. Just the 2 cars, or the 3 cars that are 2 laps down, Hamlin, Larson, and Carbra. So we'll go back to green here. No need to pit. We can pit with one, or we're not in the fuel window yet, I should say. We will be with 19 laps or less to go. But right now, not an option to come into the pits and make it to the end. Unfortunate where that yellow fell, but them's the brakes as we get a really good restart around the outside of Ryan Blaney. Take the lead, but I'm getting way too big of a run. So now it's going to be block central right now to try to hold off Blaney as I hit the apron there. That certainly didn't help my cause very much. I'm going to stay right on the bottom. 3 lanes of traffic. 3 lanes of traffic to block right here. This could get ugly real quick as guidance counselor Brad, yeah, he was the one I needed to block right there. Kennington will help Kennington for a little while until Blaney makes the move to the inside. We're holding him off. So 3 lanes of traffic all the way through the pack right now. And this is when you start to hold your breath and you say, oh boy, when is it going to happen? Because this is, and I'm doing mirror driving, big time mirror driving. I see the Smithfield car moving up into the pack. Eric Almirola trying to get some revenge for February. Can he get up to the front as I continue to block both lanes of these snarling stock cars behind me? Kennington looking to the outside. Can he get that job done? I get right in front of him, block him effectively down the back straightaway. Now it's Blaney who's got the run, the driver who dominated this year's Daytona 500. Could he get into the Coke Zero 400 victory lane? As Blaney looks to the inside, can't get there. He's still getting blocked by me. Kennington trying to work around the outside. He can't quite do it. He's looking. We'll just block him. Well, right now, it looks like we're being the Papper. Really nice job right now. Managing this race. Oh, yep. Blocked Kennington. Blocking Blaney. Blocking 2 lanes of traffic. Almirola has nowhere to go. Guidance counselor Brad has nowhere to go. Got to move up the track. Block Kennington. Look how great this is right now. Nice clear track in front of me. It's the track behind me that I'm concerned about right now. Here at Daytona. 3rd turn. Blaney looked. Blaney had nothing. Blaney's still kind of looking. I'm still trying to hold Kennington off. Gonna get a run on the outside. We'll block him up top. Here comes Kennington again. It's a big run from Kennington. He looked like he had a lot of momentum right there. In fact, Kennington looks like he may have the fastest car right now. He's going to go to the outside again. Oh, that was close. Oh, no, I blocked Kennington, and then I got screwed because I blocked too late. And I'm getting hung out to dry now. Oh, I'm going to have to get to the bottom, and I don't have a bottom lane to go to right now. Kennington moves up in front of me. So does Eric Almirola. We both have Smithfield sponsorship for this weekend. So thank you to, oh, no, Jimmy the Juggernaut. Tried to cut him off there at the pass. Didn't quite work. Now we're leading the top lane, which is as I said earlier, is not the lane to be in. It's not the preferred lane, and we're going right to the back right now. Oh, Kurt Busch and I make contact. Somehow, didn't crash. I don't know how we didn't crash, but we didn't. As I decided to go on the yellow line, the apron, not a place you want to be in the tri-oval. Yellow line rule or not, in effect. As the Busch brothers are breaking a big hole in the air for me right now. That may have been my opportunity to win the race. Out the window, though, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, a pit stop still to come. That will be coming in 10 laps time for me, anyway. Probably less time, or more time, less time for the leaders, I should say. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson. Maybe I should have lapped him because, once again, he's right up here in the thick of things, thick of the front of the pack. And now DJ Kennington appears to be getting hung out to dry. Yeah, he's getting hung out, and I don't think he's going to have a lot of help right here. We'll try to help him a little bit. Nope, not going to happen. Sorry, DJ, going too slow. Well, he's going to get back in line because I decided to go up there and help him just a little bit. And now down into turn 1. DJ, whoa, baby. No holds barred right there. He almost turned in front of me. Thankfully, he didn't. The Monster Energy cars of Deegan and Busch, Kurt are not really catching me up all that much. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they really have the cars to really suck up and battle up here at the front. Put in behind Kyle Busch. Blaney still continues to dominate, but Almirola looking to the inside. Is he going to get the job done? Blaney's all by himself out front. Oh yeah, into the inside and past goes Eric Almirola into the lead. 2 by 2 all the way through the field right now. And we'll dive up the inside of Kyle Busch. Johnson outside. Blaney outside. I got right to the inside of Johnson. Down the back straightaway, giving Kyle Busch a little bit of help. As DiBenedetto is helping Eric Almirola. 3 Fords up here. We're helping the Toyota Brigade with Busch and myself. And maybe DJ Kennington, as he's kind of caught this pack back up a little bit. And underneath Blaney, underneath DiBenedetto. Trying to get him going here. Johnson going to be my helper, I think, right now. He's going to be my saving grace. DiBenedetto's going to get shoved out. Kyle Busch just out in front. Should I give him the Larson? I don't know. Thinking about it. As Almirola leads at Daytona. Yep, we're going with Almirola. Got to go with Almirola right here. Smithfield's got to stick together right now. Is Kyle Busch going to do it all by himself, though? You got to wonder about that. And Almirola, with the help from me, manages to maintain the lead right now. As I gave him that little bit of aerodynamic help down the back straightaway, and it was just enough. As it almost looked like Kyle Busch might be coming into the pits. No, he was just running a low line. As DJ Kennington moves up into 4th place. Wow, what a move by DJ. And maybe DJ can push me up into the field. We've got another car coming out of the pits, though. This could be trouble. Which car is this? It looks to be Denny, who's been in and out of the pits all day long. Oh, Jimmy was not going to be denied right there, and we are coming in contact with the lap cars. Kyle Busch takes full advantage of that lap car busting the air open, takes the lead as Jimmy goes to 2nd. Haley Deegan looking for 5th place around the outside of DJ Kennington. Doesn't have it right now. Eric Almirola falling back. That's Kurt Busch as more cars begin to peel off. So the pit window is open. And things are going to get real wild from here, because now the strategy is going to start kicking in. Almirola runs out of fuel. He falls through the pack. He lost position right there. And Eric Almirola looks like his chance to win may be done. And there, speaking of done, Logano nearly crashing both Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson. Nope, never mind. Here comes Almirola. So he just backed out thinking there was going to be trouble, apparently in turn 1, and now he's right back on the throttle and right back behind me. The 2 leaders are starting to pull away just a little bit. No bueno for David. Nope, they go into the pits. In fact, most of the field goes into the pits. Kurt Busch just out in front of me. Joey Logano to the outside, and more cars coming out of the pits, as you'd expect, with 19 laps to go. So fuel window is open for me. Not sure if the rest of the field can make it from here. I think we may be seeing more green flag pit stops, at least from the AI, to the end of the race. We'll have to wait and see. There's another yellow towards the end, which I suspect there will be. That could help a lot of these guys out. Casey Kane, only 0.3 of a second behind. Remember, when he made that move to stay on the lead lap at the end of the last stage, that may help him win this race because he's coming up right behind me, and he's going to be trying to take the lead here, and he's actually got more fuel on board than I do. So does Stenhouse. So here we go. But Stenhouse is 9 seconds behind and actually falling because he's been in the pits and a crash. Look at that. Bowman in trouble. Big wreck right here. I got caught up into it after the fact, but it was Bowman and Keselowski in trouble. And now we're going to have a lot of different pit stops, a lot of different fuel strategies now. I actually kind of got screwed by that because I'm going to be 13th probably after the stop. I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, 12th. Truex gets the free pass, but that means he's going to be way at the back unless there's another yellow. And ironically enough, two of the drivers who were involved in that crash, Keselowski and Bowman, are in this group right here. So back to racing at Daytona. 15 laps to go. I've got 22 laps of fuel, so everybody really should be able to make it from here. As we go 3 wide, giving DJ Kennington a big shove in the center. And getting a run on guidance counselor Brad, going to give him a shove through turn 2, get him around Jimmy the Juggernaut. Let's see if he can do that. Only 3 wide off of the corner. That is touch-and-go stuff as Austin Dillon's trying to get back on the lead lap, as well as Brendan Gaughan. Both of those drivers trying to get back on the lead lap. 200 miles an hour, pretty easily down into turn 3 right here. Casey Kane, wow, Austin Dillon not really particularly giving me a lot of quarter right there. Now I'm going to get a good run. I should be able to get around Austin. Well, maybe not. I thought I was going to be able to get around him. We'll see what kind of a run I can get down here into turn 1. That's going to be real key as DiBenedetto gets shoved out wide. I mean, this is the trophy dash right here. This is for all the marbles. Oh, and speaking of marbles, I'm up in them. And here we go. Oh, Bubba. Big wreck for Bubba. Big wreck for everybody, really. You knew that was kind of going to happen, and we've got the spotter's nightmare and a big wreck right there. The 21 and the 12. We haven't seen a whole lot of Paul Menard today. 30 seconds of repairs. Good grief. That's going to be a long stop for me. But thankfully, we're able to do it under the caution. And we'll restart on the inside here in 13th. Austin Dillon. Smart of him. He got the free pass, but I managed to get wrecked by him as we're going back to green, as his brother's now going to be the one trying to get the lead lap back. As Brendan Gaughan right now sits in that spot with 11 laps to go now. Well, anybody who couldn't make it can almost certainly make it now. And look at this restart I got down the inside, making up many positions, including, well, right now, inside of the 2 Penske cars. Well, the 2 Penske cars that have been relevant in this race, but look at guidance counselor Brad's front end, all torn up for that number 2 Miller Lite Ford. As DiBenedetto in the center, in the Kappa car. Let's see if we can sneak down the inside of him. Yes, we can. Kennington running up front. Kyle Busch up here. Who's in the lead right now? It's a white car. Can't tell exactly who it is. Let's see. Whoa, we're not going to be able to see it. Might be Stenhouse? I don't know. 10 to go, regardless. No, it's not Stenhouse. Get underneath. Kennington. Is it T-Bain? Is it Trevor Bayne? It is. Trevor Bayne up in the lead. How weird is that? Haven't heard anything from him all day. Forgot he was even in the race, to be honest with you. And yet here we are at the end of the race, and he's leading it. That's a surprise, but a welcome one. As Eric Almirola starts to fall back, he starts to fade a little bit. We're getting a good run. No, I'm dead wrong. It's A.J. Allmendinger. Again, where did he come from? How did he get up front? I'll never know, but Allmendinger leads here at Daytona. He's had some good runs here in the past. So could he get a win at a restrictor plate track? We are going to find that out here in a second. Get a run behind Allmendinger. Can't get around. Kyle Busch keeping that positioning nice and good right now. It's Almirola and Kennington just hanging back there a little bit, biding their time right now. Not time to go. This is generally the time in a plate race, especially at Daytona, where you see everybody kind of get in line and prepare for that final lap trophy dash. As Allmendinger is going to get passed by Kyle Busch right here. Kyle Busch is going to go into the lead. Oh, and Eric Almirola took advantage because I decided I was going to try to give Allmendinger a little bit of help. That was a mistake. I was unselfish there, and I got I paid the price for it as Almirola goes underneath Allmendinger. And now I've got to try to reclaim my honor here. But Almirola looks very fast right now. Could he be on course for another win? He, of course, has won here, though in a range-shortened race. He'd like to win one at full well, it would be half distance this race. Oh, he's good in half distance. He's good in half and Daytona 200 races. He's generally not good in Daytona 400 races. And yes, I'm fully aware that the Daytona 200 is a bike race. Maybe I'm just saying Almirola's good on two wheels, not for, I don't know. Almirola looking to the inside, can't quite get it done. Oh boy, oh boy, oh no, DJ Kennington. Uh-oh, uh-oh. That was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually maintained 6th position, and we're just going to stay out. No reason to come in. Somehow DJ Kennington survived that as well, and he'll start down on the inside as we're about to go back to green, and indeed, back underway here at Daytona. Bowman's now up in the fight after being involved in a wreck. I've been involved in about 10 wrecks today, so with 4 laps to go, who's going to get it? Here at Daytona, Bowman looking to the outside. Eric Almirola and Kyle Busch running up at the front. Kennington and Allmendinger giving Busch a shove on the inside. I'm continuing to make contact with Kennington. Here comes Haley Deegan. Uh-oh. Oh, no, no. Oh, turned into the wall goes Blaney. Across the grass I go. And we're still relatively okay. Uh-oh, this is going to be... Watch the AI. Oh, wow. He saved it. Okay. Good job, AI. GG. Okay, now it's 9th place and a NASCAR overtime. Well, this is the most realistic Daytona race ever because it's coming down to one of these. Here we go. Who's going to get it done? Kennington on the outside of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch appears to be the driver. He may be in the catbird seat, maybe the driver who has all the cards in his vest right now. We'll have to wait and see. And it is Jimmy Johnson looking to the inside. Can't get it done. Allmendinger hanging out on the outside. 3 wide all the way through the field. Kennington falls back. It's Johnson and Busch up at the front. Johnson going to the inside. Oh my God, is that really going to happen? Did I really call that? Truex coming up to the front. Remember what I said about him earlier. He knows how to get his way to the front. Look at how fast everybody's getting up to speed here, and I'm not quite getting as much speed as I would like. Possibly the damage causing my car to go a little bit slower than I otherwise would like. Certainly if my car's affected, how is Blaney's not? Regardless, it looks like I may be stuck at 198 miles an hour. I may be stuck, not able to get going as we get 1 lap to go. Presented by Wrangler Jeans. Can I get any kind of speed out of this Xfinity Toyota here towards the end? Kyle Busch has it locked down right now, but it possibly could be Haley Deegan down to the inside. Could a woman win a NASCAR race? Unless you forgot the career mode race where Danica won. Oh boy. Diving in front of Mr. DiBenedetto. Kyle Busch holds on to the lead. The party is spoiled right now. Deegan's got one more shot. Can't you get to the outside? We're going to try to hold off DiBenedetto. We're going to pull a not Joey Logano. Oh boy, uh-oh. We're going to wreck and get across the line. And we get 12th. And the big one behind him. Oh, and Blaney nails the pace car right at the end. So what a wild race that was. Kyle Busch taking the win over Haley Deegan and Casey Kane. Down through the rest of the field, you can see how many guys and gals, I suppose, were 1 lap down. 3 cars out of the race. Stenhouse, Harvick, and Suarez. You can see DJ Kennington also in the top 10, as well as Benedetto. Allmendinger, after getting hung out to dry, was the last car on the lead lap. The first car 1 lap down was Ryan Newman. But look at that top 10. What a crazy top 10 that is. But I guess that's part of the allure of Daytona. And down through the rest of the field, you can see some of the guys who were multiple laps down who were just kind of pounding out the laps towards the end of that race. None of the stage winners had particularly good results. I was the highest finishing one in 12th place after causing the big one right there at the end. So that was Daytona. If you did enjoy this, be sure to hit the like on it and subscribe for more NASCAR Heat, NASCAR, and motorsport content. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube. Oh yeah, let me know down in the comments what you thought happened, or what you thought of the action in today's race and how it may translate into the real life race, aka who do you think is gonna win the Coke Zero 400? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd be interested to see if somebody can shoot a big shot and actually get it right. That'd be interesting. So we'll see if you were right in the next video. I hope you'll be there, and we'll see you there.